Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Rush, and I just wanted to share with you some things that have helped me to be able to get consistent results with my vision board. Before I get to the actual formula that I use, I just want to share some of the styles of vision boards that are out there. When I first started using a vision board, one of the things that intrigued me was that there were so many styles or approaches to vision boards. And so I've tried all the ones that I have found, and as I've done so, I have pulled from each of them the strengths from that approach and put them together into, like I said, a formula that I use on my vision board so that I can get consistent results with it. So the first style of vision board that I came across as I was learning about them is what you might call a treasure map style, and is often people often use a bucket list for the same thing. And what this is it's a list or a board that has a bunch of specific to-do things, like I want to hike Mount Everest, I want to run a marathon, I want to go to Paris. It could be any number of things, but it's usually an accomplishment, or as the word treasure map indicates, like a possession that you're trying to get, whether you want a new car or a house or things like that. And so that is one style. Whether people use the list, like the bucket list, or sometimes they'll use a board with pictures, things like that. It's usually very concrete things. And so from this style of vision board, as I was utilizing this and thinking about what is the strength here, why would people gravitate towards this style, I pulled out one word, and that word was desire. These people were able to be very clear in their specific desires, what they wanted. They were able to say exactly what it is that they were going after. Like this list, let's take a look. It says live in New York City. That's very specific. Visit 6 continents. Let's see, what else? Dance under the stars, sell my songs. There's just a couple other things on there. But like I said, it's very specific in its wants or its desires. And so the very first thing I learned when using a vision board is that I needed to be very specific in what I wanted. That it couldn't be vague, it couldn't be just kind of out there. I'm trying to think of an example. Oh, I want to be healthy. Like that's just not very specific. Whereas I want to be able to run a mile without stopping, or I want to weigh X number of pounds, or I want to, I don't know, just something very specific instead of just the vague. So from treasure maps or bucket lists, I pulled the strength that it was important to be able to be very specific in what I desired. A second kind of vision board, which honestly is probably the most stereotypical one people think of when you hear the word vision board, is what I would call a dream board. And a dream board is more your collage, and this is more abstract. Lots of times people will put on their ideas or emotions that they want, or like this one has ambition and gratitude and things like that, and it has, let's see, some pictures of some sports and a house and some money. So none of it's exactly specific, like in the first one, in the treasure map or the bucket list. But these people when I used this style of vision board, which I have had one of these as well, I realized that the strength in this type of vision board, sorry about that, is the level of belief that is associated with it. When we talk about vision boarding, when we talk about the law of attraction and things like that, that belief is very important in activating the law of attraction and the emotion behind it. And these the people who have success with dream boards, I've noticed, have a very high level of belief in the things that they're envisioning. And so they create a vision in their minds, and while it's not necessarily as precise or exact, the level of belief that they have attracts those things into their lives. And so that's the strength that I discovered in using this type of vision board, was the level of belief. A third type of vision board, which I wouldn't necessarily say is a stereotypical vision board, but when you talk about the concept of vision board being that you want to create your ideal life, that you're trying to achieve a vision or become something more, I think this also falls into that thinking or that journey. And this is goals. Lots of people, especially at New Year's, here we are, like to set goals. And whether you do it with SMART goals, whether you have some kind of goal planning system, I have also done a series of just very cut and dry, left brain goals. And typically, a person with a goal list is very action oriented. And so the strength in this approach that I found as I was using is the level of action. We're not just sitting around thinking about good ideas. We're not just visualizing, but we're out there doing. We're saying, okay, what do I need to do next to accomplish this? So as I was using, as I have set and accomplished goals in the past, and as I'm working on them now, I find that the strength in that approach is the level of action. So that gets us to what I use when I say the word vision board. This is what I mean. I use a vision board that takes all of these strengths and puts them together. And so we have the specificity in the desires, so I'm able to define exactly what I want, like with the bucket list. And then we implement that belief, like with the dream board, and you activate the law of attraction, and you foster the emotion and things like that, and you feed that belief, and then you take action. And so this is an example vision board I put together. It does have 9 regions. I won't talk about why that is right now. I don't know if you can zoom in on those goal cards, but those hopefully will give you an idea of the specificity when I set my goals. But the general idea, just for now, that I wanted to put together for you all is the fact that if you pull these 3 things from each of these different styles and put them together, the desire, the belief, and the action, you'll be able to get really consistent results with your vision board. I know that when I sit down with people and talk about their vision boards and they're stuck on a goal or something's not happening than they thought it would, I can literally go through each of these 3 with them, and we can usually find the weak point, why that goal isn't coming off. Okay, is the weak point for this goal the desire? Were you specific? Do you know exactly what you want? Or is the weak point the belief? Are you not on board with it? Do you believe this is possible? Are you excited about it? Do you feel good about it? Do you have gratitude? Or is it kind of like an apathy or a fear? So belief. Or if there's a goal not coming off and we look at action, we can see, is there a weakness there? Do you know what you're doing next to achieve that? And what's your next step? And so usually we can find pretty quickly if there's a weakness in that formula and help people get on their way by correcting that. And this helps you kind of pinpoint and focus in on the different aspects that are required to bring your goals together and get them off your vision board. Now, if you don't have all these 3 pieces, I know plenty of people, like I promise, that have made a collage, a dream board, and put it in their closet or moved and forgotten about it or something like that and pulled it out 6 months later, a year later, 5 years later, and lo and behold, all these things have come off their vision board. And it's like, wow, how does this happen? So I recognize that there is effect no matter what approach you take, that any of these 3 first styles that I told you about will definitely help you as you attempt to move forward in your life and grow and progress and experience cool new things. I do think if you start pulling these 3 aspects together into this formula, you might be surprised at how much faster and more effective your vision board is. You'll discover that goals are coming faster and easier to you. You're able to more easily and quickly pinpoint any weaknesses as you move towards those. And like I said, you just get more consistent results. So just wanted to share that quick concept with you that I have kind of fine-tuned over the years of trying out these different approaches, and hopefully it will help you as you move forward with your vision board. And if you need to jot this down or come back and revisit it later as you move forward with your vision board, I hope that it helps you. And just remember that as you go through with making your vision board and working on it on a regular basis, remember to include a high level of desire, belief, and action, and that way you will be able to get consistent results. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you next time.